What's going on? I'm going to be going over my CS deck that got me first place at locals. Start out with the eggs, playing 4 Wanyamon. So this is BT22. Your turn. Once per turn, when effects place CS trait Digimon cards and this Digimon's Digivolution cards, it may Digivolve into a CS trait Digimon card from the hand, cost reduced by 1. So this just helps you Digivolve up your line for a little cheaper. This deck plays very similarly to the Galaxy deck. But now on to the level 3s. Got 4 of the Terriermon from BT22. So this Digivolves on a CS trait for 0, or you can do green for 1, so you can use this to choke your opponent. Your turn. Once per turn, when effects place Digimon cards with the CS trait and this Digimon's Digivolution cards, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Tamer with the CS trait from your hand without paying the cost. Then the inheritable is main once per turn by placing the CS traits Digimon's top stacked card as its bottom Digivolution card, draw 1. So that's inheritable is basically how you start getting all your effects going. And the Terriermon plays a Tamer, so it's kind of the best one. Next, I have 3 of the Hagurumon. Hagurumon goes for 0 over CS trait, and then your turn. Once per turn, when effects place Digimon cards as this Digimon's Digivolution cards, 1 of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. So this one's not nearly as good, but it can pop rookies and build up some DP minus to take out bigger stacks. And then main once per turn, it's by placing the top card to the bottom, draw 1, same as the Terriermon inheritable. And the last rookie, we're playing 3 of the Palmon. Palmon also goes 0 over CS trait, and then your turn. Once per turn, when effects place Digimon cards as this in the Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory. So this one helps you go up your line for cheaper and gain that memory back. And then the inheritable is the same as the others by placing the top card to the bottom Digivolution card, draw 1. On to the level 4s, I have 4 of the Gargomon from BT22. Gargomon Digivolves for 2 on a CS trait. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Tamer card with the CS trait card from your hand without paying the cost. And then inheritable, all turns, this Digimon gets 1000 DP, which can come up a little bit. The Tamer playing is the main thing for it, though. And probably the best level 4 is Gold Numemon. Digivolves for 2 on CS trait, and then when Digivolving, you're never really going to use that. You can give opponents Digimon minus 2 security, and then you can go into Platinum Numemon, but I don't play Platinum Numemon, spoilers. And then the inheritable is your turn. When this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon card with the CS trait, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So this is another one. This with the egg makes Digivolving into a level 4 for free. So it's probably the most important one. And then we got 3 Gardramon. So Gardramon Digivolves for 2 on CS trait, and then when Digivolving and on play, I guess all of this one and the Numemon are both on play, so that is something to note because you can do this. It doesn't really come up, but one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. Then if this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level, de-Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon. So that one is pretty good for getting rid of the cards that you can't normally just by de-Digivolving them. And then the opponent's turn, inheritable is this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP, and you do have blocker on your level 6s, so that does come up, though it's not always super relevant. And the last level 4, 1 Togemon. Togemon is on play when Digivolving. One of your opponent's Digimon gets plus 3000 DP for the turn. Then if this Digimon has 2 or more, it gains Raid and Piercing. And then your turn, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. So the inheritable is nice, and then, just getting more DP is always pretty good. The Raid and Piercing will come up occasionally, but you can see kind of want these, and then this one is sort of like a, break your opponent's board card, so it's kind of the least useful of all of them, but still good. Then on to the level 5s, we have 4 Rise Greymon. We have Rise Greymon. It digivolves for 3 on CS, then it has a raid, and when digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers from your hand and without paying the cost, you may play 1 red or black Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less, or 1 Tamer card with the CS trait, and then the inheritable is security attack +1. So this is your main OTK / security clearing card, because gives that security attack +1. And then our next level 5, we have 3 Alphamon. This one is digivolves for 3 on CS trait, and then has Fortitude. On play, when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if this Digimon's stack has 2 or more same level cards, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with the lowest DP to the hand. So that's pretty good because you're able to suspend a big guy, and if they have a little guy, only the big guy's suspended, you can bounce that back to the hand, so it's pretty selective in that way. And then the inheritable is all turns, once per turn. When this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle, trash their top security card. And that one's pretty good also because, you know, trashing gets around security effects most of the time. So it is pretty good to have second to the security attack +1 from the Rise Greymon. And then now on to the level 6s, playing 4 Alphamon. Alphamon digivolves for 3 on a CS trait, or when you have 3 or fewer security cards on Kyoko for a cost of 5. Then it also has a reboot blocker. Then on play, when digivolving and when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. It has all turns, once per turn. When this Digimon suspends, if it has Kyoko in this Digivolution sources, or if it has 2 or more of the same level cards, it gets plus 3,000 until your opponent's turn ends, and then this Digimon unsuspends. So essentially, when digivolving, you minus 5k, then you'll swing, minus another 5k, you get to gain 3,000 DP and then unsuspend. So then you're able to swing again, minus another 5k, and you're swinging at pretty big, so you're 18, and then that's not including any of your inheritables. You get 1,000 here, 2,000 here. You're really not dying into security often unless you just end up not seeing any of the DP boosts, or if they just have huge security. And the next level 6 is Dianamon from BT22. Digivolves for 3 on CS trait, has Ice Clad blocker, and then when digivolving, if this Digimon stack has 2 or more of the same level cards, trash any 4 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. Then return one of their opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck. So it's pretty good at removal because you're bottom decking, you're not deleting. And then end of your turn, once per turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend, so it lets you get a little chip damage in, and then unsuspend to block the next turn. Then end of your opponent's turn, once per turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend. So the inheritable, it does come up sometimes because sometimes you're using the level 3 inheritable to put this to the bottom to go into the Alphamon, but it is not going to come up that often. And that's it for the Digimon. On to the Tamers. I'm playing 4 Amy Iba. Cost 4, start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. Then your turn. When any of your Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon with the CS trait, if it has a Digivolution card with the same level as the Digivolve Digimon, by suspending this Tamer, that Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the CS trait in the hand without paying the cost. So basically, you have your 3, you go into a 4, you tuck the 4 with the 3, digivolve with the egg, and then you can suspend this to digivolve into a 5 for free. That is the basic play. That's gonna happen the most. And then I have 3 Yugo. So Yugo is a 3 cost. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the CS trait among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom. Then your turn, when any of your Digimon or Tamers with the CS trait will be played. By returning this Tamer to the bottom of the deck, reduce the play cost by 2. So it first of all searches you something, then if you need to play the Amy, you are able to bottom deck this to make it cost 2 less. And then also the next card, which is 2 Kyoko. So Kyoko costs 5. start of your turn sets you to 3 if you're not already, and then all turns when any of your level 4 or higher CS trait Digimon are deleted. By suspending this tamer, return 1 CS trait Digimon card from your trash to their hand. Then your turn, once per turn. When this tamer unsuspends, if you don't have Alphamon, this tamer may digivolve into Alphamon in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. So it not only recurs your pieces when your stack dies because we don't have immunity yet for anything, it also lets you go back up into an Alphamon. So your stack dies, suspend this, grab something back, and then you are able to go into the Alphamon if you're at 3 or fewer security. So you unsuspend, then you can digivolve into this for 3. So it is pretty good in that manner. Gives you some comeback potential in 2 ways, and then also sets you to 3. And the options, the only option we play are 4 of the Detective Agency. So it costs 3 to play. While you have a CS trait Digimon on the field, you can ignore this card's color requirements, which is pretty good. Main, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 CS trait card among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom, then place this in the battle area, and then it is just main, delay, gain 2 memory. So it's basically just a memory boost. You have to search any card, so you can search itself or the Tamers, so pretty good in that way. The cards you want to see in your opening hand, basically your searchers. So you have 7 of those to see. You'll need to see a rookie. This is usually the best one to start out with because it lets you play your Tamers out for free. And you usually want the gold Nume. So you'll hatch, you'll digivolve into the Terriermon, and then digivolve into this, pass to your opponent. And then your turn goes back to you. You can use the Terriermon to tuck this under, draw a card. Then the Terriermon will let you play this out for any tamer. Able to search. If you grab another tamer, then you can digivolve into here to play this out for free, and then continue your plays from there. Usually you do get stuck here if it's only your second turn because you're usually not gonna have enough memory. So if you do it the other way, if you're able to play, we'll go back to here. You have this in your hand, you're able to tuck here, and then this will play out the Amy, and then you're able to digivolve into here. When digivolving, you can play another tamer out, and then since the tamer now sees you digivolve to there, you can suspend this to digivolve into your 5 for free, and then you're able to go into your 6 and minus 5k. Then you have a blocker. And it would also be nice to have this instead of this, because then if this stack dies, you're able to rest this to gain a piece back from your trash and start over if you need to. But basically how I was playing the deck is I'm just trying to control my opponent's board with the Alphamon, with the Dianamon, and the Kawagumon. Or sorry, Akuamon. Because Akuamon lets you bounce something back to hand, so if they build up a stack, you're just kind of wasting that stack for them. Sure, they get the card back, but you got to rebuild the whole stack. Dianamon, bottom decks, and then Alphamon minus his DP, so you're able to control the board that way, and then once you're able to get up into a stack like I showed here, swing with Alphamon, 2 checks, you unsuspend your 15, 16k, swing 2 checks again, then they have to deal with this, otherwise you win the next turn. And then if you do end up having this out and they delete this, you're usually able to go back into it and get that last pack in. And if not, you're building up another stack and kind of hoping they aren't going to kill you, which can happen. That's the biggest part about this deck, is there is no Digimon protection whatsoever. So right now, the only thing that I think I would change with it was I was trying to figure out a way to bump this up to 3. Maybe take out one of the Amy Ibas to squeeze in another one this, because this was just useful to see in order to recover your pieces back. And then it won me at least one game digivolving into it after they cleared my stack, and then I was able to just, you know, unsuspend, attack again, and then that ended up being the game. And then the new stuff's coming out. I believe there's the other Iba that gives you protection. Definitely need to fit that in here somehow. Unfortunately, the deck space is pretty tight. You can probably cut a level 3 and probably a level 4. Would probably be either the Digimon or the Togemon. I managed to take first place. It was only 2 rounds. There was 5 people, and round 3, the down pair lost. So I ended up getting first, going 2-0. Got the Apollo Ace winner card. Round 1 was against Gamamon. Game 1, I just kind of got blown out of the water. Didn't even get a stack out pretty much, and he took all my security. So I just scooped it up, and then went to game 2, and I managed to just OTK him. And then game 3 was a little more grindy, but he bricked a little bit, so I was just able to go faster and take him out. Round 2 was against Shine Greymon. He basically, game 1 got me down to like 1 security, and then I was able to come back, clear the board, and he didn't have any comeback from there. And game 2, I basically just Alphamon, OTK'd him, essentially. That was my CS deck that got me first place. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. Thanks for watching.